It is that time again. We are talking about tax season, getting your returns ready, getting them into the IRS. And there's a program in town that helps people that are below a certain income threshold. It is called VITA. It's provided through Catholic Charities, and we are very thrilled to be joined by Jesica Enriquez, who is the director of VITA. Jessica, thank you for being with us. Right off the top, what do people need to know about their tax returns this year? What are the big changes?
Right. So there are some changes. Last year, they received the third stimulus and also the child tax credit advancement payment. So they do need to bring those amounts in with them when they get ready to do their tax return. It's going to be super, super important to avoid any delays with their return. And
they should get those in the mail, right?
That is correct. The IRS has already started sending them out. Yes.
And how about jobless benefits? Are those being treated differently this go round?
As of right now, we have no answer on that. So as of right now, it is being treated as the unemployment as all taxable.
All right, you talked about this, the amount of stimulus payments that people got,
Correct.
They need to bring in, and child care credits. But there's
Correct.
also a change to child care credits this year compared to years past, correct?
That is correct. So the child tax credit is fully refundable this year to where it was not last year.
So that should mean people will get bigger returns, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about what everyone needs to have in order to access the services that VITA provides. That is the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, if people are wondering what that stands for. So tell us what VITA does and who could take advantage of it.
Right, so VITA prepares for income taxes to anyone here in San Antonio surrounding areas. All you have to do is earn less than $55,000 a year. Just come on by, bring your social security card, your ID, and all of your tax documents, W-2s, 1099s, 1090-ATs, 1099-Es, interest, dividends from your bank. Go ahead. If you're not sure about what documents to bring, just go ahead and bring them in and we'll help you out.
Is there a website that you guys have that runs down what people need to bring in and where they can go to get help?
Absolutely, yes. It is VITASA.org, VITASA.org.
Great.
A lot of times it's a daunting process, even if you've done it for who knows how many years, making sure that you're following all the rules that apply to this filing season versus last. So what's your best advice to getting this process started?
Correct. So please wait for those letters, especially from the stimulus, the third stimulus and the child tax credit advancement payment, because that is going to be super important. You do not want to come in and just give us a number that you think might be it. No. In order to avoid delays, please bring everything ready, have those letters ready. That is going to be the most super important 2 letters of this tax season.
Who makes up the VITA organization? Like, who's actually, if you make less than $55,000, who's going to be doing your taxes through VITA?
Oh my goodness. The majority, I mean, there's a lot of people here in need and actually do not know about our program. So, I mean, it's everywhere, all over San Antonio. We don't want anyone to go and pay $500 for a return that we can absolutely do free of charge. So again, I mean, go to our website, go look at all the sites that are available. We're here to help you, and we do not want you to pay not one single dollar to have your taxes, prepared.
Yeah, and where do your experts come from that help prepare these taxes?
We have instructors that have been with us for many, many years. Our volunteers are certified through the IRS. So we go through 20 hours of training with all the volunteers.
That's great.
Can you talk about some of the locations? I know you mentioned they're online, but transportation is an issue for some people. So finding a place that's nearest them or in their neighborhood is really important. So where are some of these locations?
We're all over San Antonio. We're on the north side, south side, east side, west side. If they go and they're not really computer savvy or can't access the program, I mean, the organization, the website, all you got to do is go call 211 and they can give them their address and they will guide them to the nearest location.
What's your best advice for people that are out there, all taxpayers, when they look at the daunting task of getting all their stuff together and getting their taxes done, whether they do it themselves or they have a professional do it?
Be patient. Look around, gather all your paperwork. Do not come in with, if you know that you work several jobs, please wait for all of your W-2s. I know everybody's anxious about filing their taxes, but please wait for all of your paperwork to get in before coming out to a site.
Jessica, let's talk about the dates, because remember last year we had an extension here in Texas because of the winter storm. Of course, COVID delays also play a part in some things right now. So talk about the filing deadlines that people need to be aware of.
Correct. As of right now, the filing tax deadline is April 18th, 2022. So we have not heard anything else. If we do, we'll let everyone know. But as of right now, it is April 18th.
What about a deadline to file an extension?
That would be October 18th. It's 6 months from April.
Do we need to be patient with the IRS in this whole thing too? Because I know we've seen a lot of staffing shortages with COVID and some other things going on. I mean, you talked about being patient. Do we need to extend that to the IRS?
The IRS is currently, they're working as hard as they can. I understand they're also short-staffed. So, of course, let's all be patient with them, but they are accepting, tax returns at this moment.
Great.
Jessica, anything that we have not given people in terms of advice or those documents, because it's always frustrating when you get there, you get ready to have this done, and you've forgotten one thing. So is there something that we didn't talk about you want to make sure people know?
Again, like I said, the most important letters that are going to play a big role is the 6475, the stimulus letter, and the 6419, which is the advancement payment for the child tax credit. Those are really two big ones. Just make sure you bring them in, and we're here to help you.
6475 and 6419. Yes.
Correct.
All right, 10-4. Jesica Enriquez is director of VITA. Thank you so much for all that you do and helping these people.
Of course. Thank you.
We'll be right back.